Hi crafters, it's Karen. So how many of you thought it was going to be another 2 years before you heard from me again? It's okay, you could raise your hand, I won't be offended. Anyway, a lot has happened since that last wonky craft room tour video that I did a little while back. My mother passed, and obviously that was hard. My brothers and sisters, and there's 6 of us, came down, and anyway, we got through that. My older sister, however, has stayed here. She's been here for the past couple of months, and you know, we've been helping each other through this, you know, supporting each other and just being there for each other and enjoying each other. So she leaves tomorrow. So that kind of sucks, but anyway, I'm grateful for the time that we've had. So at some point while she's been here, I mustered up the energy and focus and mojo to create another junk journal for her. I had created one for her before, but it was more like a mini album type junk journal. Anyway, and I never shared that, but anyway, I created this one, and I thought I would share it with you. I figured she could use this to write her thoughts, or, you know, whatever, her favorite quotes, or, you know, she could just stick it on a shelf and keep it as a memento of my love for her if she wants. But anyway, I wanted to share this junk journal with you. So, this is, I made a huge tassel, and this tassel was inspired by Jessica over at the Paper Terrace, and I'll link her channel below if I remember how to do that, but I'll link her channel below. She makes these big, huge, chunky tassels for her journals, and I thought it was super cute. So I did that, and I added a lot of charms here that I felt were specific to my sister. If I could hold this so you could see. One charms about hiking. She likes to hike, and a starfish for the beach. There's a pineapple here, which is like a symbol of Jensen Beach, which is where I live, and she has a condo down the street from me, so I put that in. Just a lot of different charms and ribbons and laces that just make it a lot of fun. Some chiffon ribbon that I got off of Amazon, and I tied these little tassels that you know, we have seen at Joann's or Hobby Lobby or something. I tied those on string, and I attached the charm to this big hole, this big like fastener. It's similar to the Tim Holtz ones, but it's much bigger, and it's like a brad on the other side, and I did use a little bit of Fabri-Tac to keep it secure. The tassel is on a binder ring, in case it becomes a pain in the butt for her. She could detach it real simply, and then this charm will stay on. It says think happy, be happy, and I thought that was cute, so that's on a garment pin there. And I just thought this was a fun addition to the journal. The cover for the journal is actually made from one of these, because it's a soft cover, made from one of these, you know, shipping mailing bags that you can get. Even the Dollar Tree has them. And the inside has like a bubble wrap on the inside. So I just cut, you know, the cover off. I just used one side of this, and that became my cover. I cut it down just a bit, or else I used a smaller size package than this. But anyway, that's what I did, and I covered it with fabric. And on the cover it's this really pretty ribbon flowers in a cluster, and those all came together from Hobby Lobby. At some point in time they were on clearance. And then this pretty gold studded safety pin. I had gotten a bunch of these off of Amazon, and they're really beautiful. And I hung some more charms. This one little charm here says Little Women, and I put that on there because that's her favorite book. And I put one of the Tim Holtz tokens that says Breathe up here. I just pinned it to the cover with a garment pin. And then I tied it off with this, it's recycled silk ribbon, and I found this on Amazon, and it comes in a big knot. It's all in one strip, and I guess they sew strip after strip together, but it comes in this big bunch, and it was very affordable, and it feels real nice. It's very different than seam binding. Of course, it's silk. But anyway, so that's what I tied it off with. I just glued a piece underneath this flower, and wrapped it. So let's get into the journal. So what I did was I took that packaging and I cut my fabric to size, and I used a glue stick. Because I got the idea to use the packaging from Edith on Scrapbooking With Me. That's her YouTube channel, and I'll put her link below as well. And she had used a glue stick to put her fabric on, just to hold it in place so that she can sew her fabric on all the way, you know, all the way around, which is what I did. I just sewed the fabric all the way around. And I did reinforce different spots with Fabri-Tac. And then I added this lace to the sides. So I did that. You see how the ribbon is adhered underneath the flower there. So, so first off, on the inside, this is a different fabric that I used on the inside. This fabric I had gotten at the Dollar Tree, and I thought it was a nice subtle fabric for the inside. I lined it with, I'm hoping you can see this, yeah, with this ribbon. I used this trim at the bottom here, and it's not really a pocket. It gives the illusion of a pocket. This particular pocket I created out of an old envelope, and I just adhered it with Fabri-Tac, and so it looks like it's in a pocket, but it's not really. And then I created a little file folder and put a Tim Holtz binder clip with a charm that says Hike More. That's something my sister loves to do, and so I thought that was cute. And I did a little collaging on the front, and on the inside, little coin envelope that I covered with some coffee dye paper that I'd created, and then some sheets of you know, coffee dyed paper on the inside. This is a stamp. I stamped it, the ones with lines, I stamped it and then cut them out so it would look like an old notebook. And yeah, so I thought that was cute. And I just put a couple of holes in the back and tied in some pretty ribbon to hold that in place. So that's that. And this tag is made of, well, it's cardstock, but or packaging actually, but this is fabric with some ribbons, and this is the envelope here. The pocket is made out of an old envelope that I had coffee stained. On this page, I'm going to make sure I'm not, there we go. On this page, I had folded it over and made a little pocket. Here's an extra clip that I added a little piece of lace to. And in here, it's a letter that I wrote to my sister. She already put it in here, so we won't go through that. But I had left a postcard. I had ordered a box of these old botanical looking postcards, and I thought that would be cute. And throughout the journal, I use these Tim Holtz label tape type stickers as journaling prompts because my sister is not a crafter, and I know a question would be, what do I use the junk journal for? So, you know, I thought she could use some journaling prompts as she went through the journal, which she absolutely loved this book, which I was thrilled about. So this one says, see the good, and I adhered some of this delicate pom-pom ribbon here. And then on the next page, I put the one that says so lucky here. And the theme of this particular junk journal is botanicals, you know, herbs and weeds and flowers and the whole bit. So I had a book of botanicals, so I used an old book page. Over here is just a little snippet that I created and collaged some fabric and a stamped image. And this is from a digital download that I had downloaded a kit. And I'm sorry, I can't remember the name because of who I got the kit from, because I mixed all my printables together. But I will, if I can remember how to do it, link a couple of the Etsy shops that I have gotten digital download kits from for junk journals. And this prompt says live your life, and the way I adhere this is that can be a little tuck spot, and this is, I put a lot of my coffee dyed paper, it's just regular printer paper that I coffee dyed. So that's what that page is. And this one says take risks. Turn the page. This is just from an old, not old, but a pad I had gotten at the Dollar Tree. For this one, this is a piece of graph paper that I also coffee dyed. And then I sewed a little, little strip down here and made it into a little pocket of sorts. And it says use your wings. And I gave her another little postcard, and she could use these for journaling spots as well. And then another page from that book, a butterfly clip that I got from Joann's. They're selling the cutest paper clips over at Joann's from Park Lane. So I got that. This is another downloaded image from a kit. She could do some journaling on that as well. Whoops. I'm going to try to keep this intact so that I can give it back to her the way I found it. Here's another snippet that I just created, for decoration. I stamped an image on a piece of, what's that kind of muslin? And I dyed some a piece of lace and a couple more images and such. And it says, be curious. Some more coffee dyed paper. Make today count. Another one of these papers from the book that I have. This one is about chamomile, and I didn't do anything to this because I thought she enjoys chamomile tea, so I thought she might enjoy reading that a little bit. There's a doily. These stickers are from the Dollar Tree, and I didn't realize it till I started using them, but they have a texture to them. They almost feel like a very thin, I want to say rubber, but not quite rubber. Anyway, they're beautiful to use. So yeah. Here's another coffee stained paper that I used. One of those plastic placemats to make a design on the paper. And here's a tag that I created using a masterboard that I had made. And then, you slice up the masterboard, and I adhered this piece of fabric that says seeds. It's like the front of a seed packet. And she can journal on that. This is a pocket covered with fabric. It's made out of another envelope. And I just adhered that on. Another one of those stickers. A little glassine envelope. This is another printable. So is this. And on the inside is, I forgot. Oh yes, part of another printable, a little postcard. Really stinking cute. You could find the cutest printables. And I don't know why I never got into the printables before, but anyway, I'm really enjoying it. And here's a sheet of ledger paper, and another tag from a printable. And this is a paper clip that I made, and I forgot which channel that I had seen. I think it's Jessica at the Paper Terrace, or Edith at Scrapbooking With Me, I think. One or the other. Anyways, I created this paper clip with paper, and I made the little envelope, so I thought that was fun to do. So it's not only creating the junk journal, it's creating all the embellishments to go in it and this and that, but it's just been very relaxing. And this is another part of the printable that I'd cut out. Another botanical page. This is another coffee dyed paper, and again I had used those old plastic type placemats, and it left this design. It almost looks like a peacock. It's really pretty. And another little snippet kind of embellishment, collage embellishment up there. If you could see that, can you see? Yeah. And I folded this page in a little bit to make a little pocket. This is some lace that I just adhered in. This is another sheet from a printable that she can do some writing on. And the back is empty, but I could print on the other side, but I didn't think of it at the time. Another page from that botanical book. This is a glassine bag from Joann's, and it says Lost and Found. And it's another one of those postcards from that set that I told you about, that I picked up from Amazon. This is a page from a book of fairies by, I forgot her name. Anyways, I purchased it at Thrift Books, and these are garden fairies. So I adhered this one in, and there's the other side of it. It's upside down, but really cute. And I thought that would be cute if she wanted to do some hidden journaling or whatever underneath there. There's another pocket that I created, and an envelope. I have a book that's written in French, and so I made a real simple envelope just by folding up the flap and going over it with my tea dye ink. And in here I think is just a piece of coffee dye paper, yeah, that she could write on. So I used some pretty lace on there. So I thought that was sweet. My mother was French. French was her first language, as a matter of fact. Anyways, and then this is another page from a different botanical book that I have. And this one is about the dandelion. And if you open it, it opens up this way. And I don't know, I didn't do anything to it. I thought she might find that interesting, or she could do something to it. And it's adhered to this music sheet paper. And I put some lace down the side. And over here is another pocket that I made from an envelope. I put some a vintage piece of music paper on there with some fabric, an old Cane Company die cut. And then you open this, and I put a couple sheets of paper underneath that she could journal on. And there's coffee dye paper on the back there. And this tag is made out of, you know, those bag of scraps that you could get from the Dollar Tree, where they have all different kinds of pieces of cardstock and handmade paper and this and that. Well, that's what this is made of. It's really sturdy. It's really nice paper. So I made a tag to go in there. And used some fabric for a little pull tab. This is part of a long coin envelope. I didn't put anything in there. I thought she could if she wanted to, but I did make a little collage spot here. This is an old book page that I coffee dyed, and again I used placemat to get a design in there. And this is a snippet embellishment, a collage embellishment that I created. I stamped again on some muslin and old book page and fabric and some of the Tim Holtz fabric ribbon. You know, just a lot of fun, I thought. And this, on the other side, is this ribbon that I had picked up at Joann's when it was on clearance. It's really stunning, but with the gold in there. But it wasn't sturdy enough for a pocket, so I lined it with old book page. So now it could act as a sturdy pocket. And that's the design I got from the coffee staining and the placemat that I used. Really cool. And I have a deck of cards where every card has a different image of you know, little girl or something, or flowers. So I put that in there, and just a piece of coffee dye paper that she could write a note on. The card is just for fun. And then this is a sheet that I had gotten from a magazine, I think. Fabric and some Tim Holtz fabric ribbon. And it says, "Do what you love." And there's the other side of that, and this is a more ledger paper, and another snippet collage that I had created. I stamped the image, cut it out, and used some fabric or lace and old book page. Really cute. This is one of those policy type envelopes, except it's like 6 by 9. And I have a pack of them that are white. So that's what this is. And I made another little collage there. This is more ribbon that I found at, I believe, Joann's. And then inside is, I forgot, probably another, oh yes, another printable. So it looks like a old postcard, and and then a blank sheet of coffee dyed paper. So plenty of places for her to journal. Excuse me, journal or put photos, whatever she wants. This canvas piece with the music on it is a banner that I had gotten at like Target in the dollar spot at one time, and I never used it, so I cut the banners up so that I could have the strips of the music note. So I used that as like a ribbon and adhered it here. This is more ribbon from, I forgot, Hobby Lobby, I think. And I did make a little pocket here for another postcard. It says focus on the good. And this is another sheet. I think this is plain paper. I can't remember. But I created this paper clip with this fabric. And to make it more substantial, I put a piece of book page in between. So I just took a strip of fabric and folded it and slid it through the paper clip. And so the paper makes it more substantial. And then did a little collaging with, and put some pretty ribbon down. Did a little bit of stamping here. And then this, that clip actually keeps this piece closed. So this is made from old book page and I believe an old envelope. Anyway, it opened. The two pieces here are from a printable digital download. Some music paper and a old botanical sticker there. I did coffee dye some lace here, and this opens like this. You open it like this, and then you have, let's see, can you see that? Sorry. Have a couple more printables, and I lined the back with coffee dye paper and put some crinkle seam binding on there. And just decorated it a little, and then it also opens this way. And more coffee. This is coffee stained paper. This is from another printable. And I just made a little corner pocket here to put that in. So this clip actually holds this all together, so it doesn't flip-flop around. This is some just packing paper, and I just adhered I adhered a piece of fabric to it. This is another page from that botanical book, and it's on mint, so I kept that intact. And I only did one signature on this book. This is just a sheet that came out of a spiral book. A little sticker there. More coffee dye paper. And I did mess with a little bit of ink with the coffee dye. And there's something over here that's holding up my, there we go. And then over here I made another little fold out. There's a book page, and then I sewed a piece of ribbon down the center there, and it just folds out, so more room for pictures or journaling, whatever she wants to do with it. And this is another printable. This is another printable that I found, and I thought this one was really cute. And I backed this one with coffee dye paper as well. This is the other side of that envelope policy envelope I was telling you about. I tied a strip of fabric on the end of that paper clip. It's another piece of printable that I cut out. And then over here on this ledger paper, this is vintage music paper. Like this music book I got from the thrift store next door, and it's dated 1933, so it's very brittle paper. But I used it to collage with. I made a paper ruffle with made a paper ruffle with my coffee dye paper, you know, kind of fan folded it and then sewed on a piece of blue lace and just added that as, you know, an embellishment. It's another page from a magazine. The other side to that book page, and this is all coffee dyed. And another one of those playing cards. And over here's another printable and another paper clip that I created with paper, and I put some lace down the sides and made tiny envelope. So I thought that was cute, and a printable image there. And here, this says lost and found, but there's nothing in there. And again, I used this lace as a pocket on the music sheet paper with another postcard with the butterflies, really pretty. Over here, I created another pocket using an old envelope, and I just covered it with fabric. And I used my fabric tag to do that with ribbon. And here's another tag that I created out of the masterboard that I had made. And then I created the masterboard, then cut out the tags, and then I found something for a focus point or focal point, and that's what this image is here. And that, I believe that's from a Prima page. It's another coffee dyed paper. This flips out, and this right here talks about the scents from herbs, which ones smell woodsy or spicy. I left that alone in case you thought that was interesting. Here's another one of those flip out pages that I created. Another tag from the masterboard that I was telling you about. And this one opens this way. There's a little tab on it. This one's made from graph paper. More printables in there of beautiful flowers. And then that closes, and then it opens this way. And I made another pocket, and these are both from printable that I downloaded. See, these don't come from the same kit, but so I did mix them up a bit. But anyway. And then it folds over this way, and it's adhered to this botanical page from the book I have. And this is a couple pieces of ribbon and book page that and old coffee stained paper that I just sewed together to make a, you know, an interesting little embellishment, and adhered it to this page. And what makes this particularly interesting is that the book paper is upside down. So there's that. But that's all right. I have to keep telling myself it's called a junk journal. Nothing is to be perfect or anything like that. It's a junk journal, so so I can relax. So and this page I folded it in to make another pocket, another printable, and adhered that delicate pom-pom trim there. And see, the other side came out really sweet too. This design, it almost looks like a peacock. And then another page of that book. Here's another clip that I created, and this fabric was so pretty I didn't want to put another embellishment on it. I wanted it to just be, I didn't want to cover up those pretty flowers, so I just added lace. And again, I put book paper between the fabric to make it more substantial. This is a guest check that I did some stamping on and inked it to make it look vintage. But if you turn it over, you see, you know, it's not. I should have inked the back, but I didn't. So this goes back this way. Well, you know what? We'll do that after. And then it's another postcard. Oh, I don't know where this came from. She must have been playing with it. Oh no, this was clipped on the other side of this. Sorry. There we go. So the clip was holding the guest check and the postcard. Another glassine bag, and in here's another playing card. And the cover to the playing card looks like this, or the front of it looks like that. Really cute. I found that deck on Amazon, and more printables on here. Another coffee dyed paper. Be You Bravely. I love that saying. Again, just some book page with ribbon sewed down the side, the doily, the rest of the story of chamomile, more book page, or not book page, coffee stain paper, a little snippet that I created, and this is another printable, and it's an order sheet for plants, so I thought that was cool. Another piece of the book, the botanical book I have. I created another corner pocket out of an envelope here, and it's covered in fabric, and another tag from that masterboard that I was telling you about. And then another little printable image, which I thought was super cute. And this is on coffee dyed graph paper. More paper. And then this, I gave her another fairy in the book, and I adhered it so you can open it this way. And there's a poem in here. I won't read it, but it's really sweet. It's a poem of the fairy of the larch trees. Anyway, super cute. So I thought she would think that was super cute. There's another piece of that book, and another snippet that I created with, you know, with collaging some lace and music paper and such. And then the last page, which this last page is actually cardstock from a Prima collection. So there's that. And then there's another pocket here, this similar to the one in the front. I covered it with this fabric and adhered some fun ribbon. And the envelope is coffee dyed envelope. or the pocket is made from a coffee dyed envelope. And that's the end. So I hope you enjoyed that. This is the first, well, maybe the second big project I've done in the past, and then in a long time. And I really enjoyed it, and it helped me to, keep my mind focused, So I totally enjoyed the process. I forgot to show you in the middle of the signature where you tie it off. I left the strings long so that I could adhere these beads to it. And for example, hold on, there we go. And but this one I added a heart, because I love her, and some beads, and then this is a charm of a compass with a mountain in the middle, and I told her that's so that she could always find her way. And then this one has a paw print because she just got a beautiful dog, Maisie, and she's a lab retriever mix, and she's just the sweetest thing. So the dog paw is for that. So I thought those would be fun dangling down the center. So that's the journal I've created for my sister, and I'm grateful that I did because, like I said, it kept my mind busy and my hands busy, and it helped. And she really loves it. So there you go. That's what I wanted to share. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.